Hello, everyone. Welcome um,
Hi guys.
to our virtual write-in. I haven't seen your faces in a long time, and you haven't actually seen my face in a long time. But I'm super excited to be here with Josie and with you all. I'm Mariah, she/her pronouns, the director of programs at NaNoWriMo, and I'm passing it off to Josie.
Yeah, I'm Josie. My pronouns she, they, and I'm the programs associate at Nano. It's the second week of camp. So how's everyone doing? How's your word camp count?
My word count's not good. Thank you for asking.
Mine's also really bad right now.
The cool thing about camp is I don't not good can mean many things. So, we're not all shooting for 50K. I'm definitely not shooting for 50K for camp. I'm just slogging through some revisions, which is also kind of cool, but I've been having a hard time making time for it. So that's where I am.
Oh, congrats to Angelina for being 50% done. But also, it's okay, guys, if you're not that far.
Yeah, 50% is amazing. What are other people working on? Josie, what are you doing? Like a straight up draft? Are you working on a novel? Are you because you could be doing anything. You could be doing like a shopping list poem.
Shopping. Well, a shopping list poem sounds cool. But right now I'm doing a script. Because I used to do a lot of scripts in high school. Or not high school, in college. But I haven't done one in a while. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna go do scripting again. But I don't know, for me, it's harder to get words down for scripts. So it's a struggle.
That's super impressive. I'm always excited when people take advantage of camp to do something different than they normally would do. Because I feel I have this mindset where I'm I have to just be working on this novel at all times because that's what matters. But really anything creative, I think feeds your primary project. So if you take a month off and do poetry, I feel it all feeds into each other, or a script writing. And I see people are also doing revising. That's what I'm doing. I'm revising a novel. Decipher Yourself is
Looks like
changing.
you inspired someone with shopping list
Yeah.
poetry.
Yeah, that's my dream. Shadow of the Moon, their goal is to write 600 words a day. Actually, they said just to write 600 words a day. But honestly, one time for a whole year, my goal was to write 500 words a day, which is by Nano standards, very it's not 1,667. But if you write 500 words a day for several months, you end up with so many words. That's the magic of any word count goal. As long as you kind of do it, it just grows and grows and grows. Who else? What music geek is doing a sci-fi romantic comedy novel and an actual romantic comedy with a rock band story. There are too many words in that.
Oh,
I have to parse it.
sounds
Sci-fi
cool though.
romantic comedy novel. I want to read that. That sounds so cool.
Hesna says I'm writing my memoir draft. I constantly think of writing a novel instead. That's my problem because I'm doing the script and I'm I miss writing a novel. I want to get back to it.
Yeah, we have some memoir resources because a couple of years ago we had someone who wrote a Ready Set memoir book connected to NaNoWriMo. So if you look on I can put the link in the chat eventually, but we've got some memoir resources that might help. I see Megan says, my first nano since finishing my MFA, and I am struggling with 50K. I mean, I struggle with 50K no matter what, but I feel also sometimes I get in my head after in an MFA, you're studying, you learn so much, and then you kind of, when you're doing a 50K draft, you kind of just have to throw it all out the window and just pretend you just finished kindergarten, access that wild creative mentality versus yeah, I think that's my advice. Reconnect with your kindergarten self. All right. Should we get started?
Great. Yeah. Oh yeah, before we get started though, remember y'all to subscribe to the channel to get notifications for like all of our upcoming stuff. We have something today actually later on at 4 p.m. Pacific time. We got a virtual write-in again with YouTube guide Kelly Ty. So you could get some more writing in today. Isn't that cool? And then on Thursday, we have the Writers of Color virtual write-in featuring our camp counselor Mel Walker at Thursday, 4:30 Pacific time. And you've been seeing like Mel's advice throughout the week, or well, I guess the week just started, but we've been sending out his camp packages this week, and it's pretty fun seeing what advice he has. He's pretty neat. Anyway, now let's get actual writing done.
Also, Josie collected all these convenient links for me to be pasting in the chat. So I'll add one more, which is if you haven't made your official camp goal yet, I'll do an easy link to start a new project with a new goal right there. If you want to add a project or add a goal to an existing project, you have to go to the website and do a little bit more, but this is just right there, easy for you if you haven't, if you just need a brand new goal. New project. Okay. Thanks for collecting those. Now I'm passing it back to you again.
Right. And yeah, okay. The prompt. I always like thinking of like transitional phrases, and I'm always like, I don't actually know how to do this smoothly. Well, I'll just say we're starting.
I never know how to end things.
So this is just a quick warm up. So for 5 minutes, yeah, true. So we'll write for 5 minutes. And this prompt is make a list of the things your main character keeps in their bags and or pockets. If they carry nothing, well, you can write about any character or write about your own pockets. I don't know. Write whatever brings you joy. Anyway, we'll write for 5 minutes. So about at 13, and you'll see the time right here. Yeah. Okay, have fun, guys. And there we go. Wait, how do I turn this off? Oh, technology. Okay, it went away.
Amazing. I really like that. I really like that timer up there. So, okay. So first of all, you wrote these prompts, but this is one that I love. Like I thought maybe I was like, did she look into my brain? Because I've used it before with like basically every, like when I'm writing a draft or writing a story, or like even when I'm revising, I think that this kind of thinking about a character in this kind of oblique way, and also very concrete, I just think it really helps you get to know your character in a way that like some things don't. I don't know. I just love this thing. And I did this one for a character that I'm working on in this novel, but it's also a little tricky because it's like a historical set of the past. So I'm always having to Google, like, does this exist? Like, what does this look like in 1910? Like, what kind of bag would they have? Like all these things. But I really love this prompt. Oh yeah. So I see people sharing in the chat already how many words they wrote, but I'd love to also see I really want to know like one of the objects that you put in your character's bag or pocket. And I'll share one of mine. Mine is like I decided not to just give them practical things, right? Because like I don't just have practical things in my pockets. I gave them like a black smoothed river stone, because like that's the kind of random thing that I feel like I'm always collecting and like finding in my bags. What about you?
For mine, I think the funniest one I put is receipts, because this is like modern day. I don't mean like, and it's just like when you stuff a bunch of receipts in your bag. Maybe that's me just like projecting, but I just keep stuffing receipts in my bag, and I'm like, I should just like not get the receipt, but like, what if I need it one day?
I'm not even joking. I'm not making this up. But yesterday I put on a coat and I went to put something in this upper pocket and I was like, what is in here? And I took my hand out and it was just like exploding with receipts that I'd been storing in that upper pocket for some reason. Maybe important, maybe not. But the other cool thing about prompts like this is I feel like they just tell you so much about, like they give such a vibe, like such a character vibe.
Yeah.
Like, okay, a pocket full of receipts, or like a little kid's pocket that's full of like the weird little things that they found as they were wandering around the house. Like it's so cool. I want to call out some of the ones that people are sharing.
I see a lot in the chat.
Hold on, I just saw one. Oh, Holly Mays says hemp lip balm purchased from a local market, watermelon flavor. So specific. Heidi says a crow's feather. That's really cool too.
Oh, I like that.
Me too. Storyfile says my MC carries a sketch done by his best friend, though I don't know what the sketch is of yet. Such possibility. I like that a lot. Oh my God. Shadow of the Moon. They said, I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't know the pronounce name. Yo Yon.
I like Amy's an empty Sunny D bottle in case my MC can go back to the basement, get magic water.
Okay. Also, Josie and I realized that we're a little unsynced. So if we're ever interrupting each other, or if there's a weird pause, don't assume that we're being weird. Just assume that our internet is doing something funny. So thank you for rolling with it. That this person keeps a stupid amount of snacks in her backpack just in case, which is also a vibe. Wow, I love this. Do you have anything special in your bag or pockets related to writing? Like, do you have any writing talismans or supplies that you always have to have?
When I have my backpack, I try to have a notepad. But when it's just like my purse, I keep like sticky notes, which is really inefficient for writing.
I have these like little I have this like little notebook thing that I don't even know what it is, but it's filled with like all these note cards that each has a little scene on it that I've been like reshuffling for this novel for like many years. And I don't even need it anymore, but sometimes I just carry it around because I like having like the physical, I don't know, Just like it. It's, it's like a little magical. Ooh, Storyfile always has their earbuds. I feel like that's smart.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
I always think about like phones, but like I can't write on my phone. Actually, I know a lot of people do, but I just can't.
I just started doing it actually. Because I think maybe it's because I had a baby and then I just had like my phone is the thing that I always have on me. Even so, like I can't like be getting up and getting a pen, or like I don't always have two hands anymore to do something. But I find the Notepad app actually like pretty useful where I'm just like jotting, I can jot things down really fast with just one hand. So yeah, I just got into that actually. I feel like if we added up all of the tiny notebooks that all NaNoWriMo writers have, I feel like they would just be bigger than the moon. Like just all the notebooks. It'd be so much. Oh my gosh,
Wait,
oh, go ahead.
oh, I think we're about to read the same one.
Oh yeah, you go.
But yeah, what a music geek. It's like my iPod from 2015 that still works. I want an iPod actually, but I don't know where my old one is. I think it's dead, like really dead.
Same. I had an iPod Nano that's like a beautiful green and it's so cool. And I guess I stopped using it when I got a phone, but I'd love to find it because I would love just like something that wouldn't distract me, but would play. Although what do I do? I don't
Yeah.
even listen to music when I write. I can't, I just have to have like white noise because
Okay, yeah, same. Because the music distracts me. I start singing and stuff, which doesn't help with writing.
yeah. Heidi uses voice memos on their iPhone to record spontaneous thoughts. That's really good too. I know people do that when they're walking, like they talk, but I can't like it's like a different part of my brain to talk through an idea. I don't know if I could do it. I have to like write it first. That's really cool. Cindy does that too.
Mm,
Caitlin N says they have a little stone that increases their word count by like 10 to 20 words per minute on typing speed.
that's cute.
I'm gonna need to borrow that.
Um, I like Melissa's random like prompt that I think apps on your MC's phone would be a decent prompt for modern characters. And I'm like, honestly, yeah,
Ooh,
I think I'm gonna do that like later.
that's really good. Then if we like, that's so good for a modern character. Whoa, I've never thought about that or heard that, but that's definitely like, that's so cool.
Steals that prompt.
Yeah, I should give you credit. That's really interesting. You just have to think of like an equivalent. Well, you just give a different prompt for people who aren't writing a modern one or whose characters don't have phones. Like you could figure something out, like all the books on their bookshelf or like like you could do something. That's really cool. Um, cool. Okay. Should we start writing?
We should. Okay, guys. So the next prompt, we're keeping up this object thing. So this one is write a scene where your character interacts with an object important to them. What is it? How they get it? Why is it special? This object can be anything from like, I don't know, magical stone. Well, I guess it's the same thing, but it can be anything you want. And we'll write for 10 minutes. So until 32, about, uh, and go. And if this prompt doesn't work for you, just write with something else.
Right, whatever.
And time's up.
Yay.
Y'all feel free to drop your word count or like what you wrote about. What special objects did y'all talk about? Or what did you not, or what did you write about at all if you didn't use that prompt?
One cool thing about doing historical fiction is, well, first of all, I love research. Like I love learning new things, which is one reason why I wanted to write something that was set in a different time. But you also like get to go down like internet, rabbit holes and history rabbit holes. And for example, there's like just like looking for like historical, I'll just get to the point, which is if you were in the circus in like the 1800s or 1900s, there's like these like billboard like magazines that come out maybe every week that have like all this information about, or maybe every month, with like different circuses, where they're going, different acts that are like available, people looking for different acts, people selling things, and they're online. Like so many of them are online, so you can go and look. And I like found one that I gave to my character, and they have like the weirdest things in them. It's just really cool to, I think this prompt is really cool as a way to like get, like spur some action. Did you follow your own prompt, Josie? I think your face is frozen or I'm frozen.
No.
Someone is frozen. I'm just like trying to hold my face in a good position because I think maybe it's me. I don't know. Sorry.
Well, the YouTube chat's alive, so even if we're frozen, they're good.
Great. Yeah, Josie, I think maybe your connection is going. So just like hold your face, like if you suspect you're gonna freeze, you're just gonna have to be like, because you don't want to get frozen in like a weird position. But did you answer? Like, did you do this prompt?
Yeah. My character has like these postcards she keeps from her friend. So she was talking about that and looking over them while another character learns the backstory of them and stuff.
That's really cool. I see people sharing things. Amy says 204 words. That was a very fun prompt. So congrats for coming up with a fun prompt. Popcorn wrote 235 words about a magical sword. Love that. Oh, Melissa says my main character is being forced to pack up her daughter's things, and she was running her hands over a dream catcher they'd made together when the divorce was first finalized. That makes me feel like crying, just like that one image. So, like, what a powerful scene. Like, honestly, I really do. That's so sad. Also, having a baby, everything makes me sad now. So maybe that's I don't know. What else? Oh, story file. My MC tears up the sketch and throws it away when his best friend dies. Yeah.
Oh, Abused Book says I was writing about my character grasping a ball of yarn. It used to be her baby blanket. No, that makes me sad.
I know, we all got so sad lately. I want to hear more about the magical sword. Let's see, I'm scrolling up. 319 words from Ann Scott. They said, I didn't get to my object, but also my whole project revolves around an object. So there's that. That sounds interesting. I'd like to hear more. Oh, yeah. Very cool. I'm like waiting for more people to share. Maybe people are getting shy. Don't be shy. I say that, but like I like never like to share stuff. I've shared like more in this virtual write-in than I've told like my partner in like 4 years of my novel, because I just don't want to talk about it.
I did like that also gets me like because I'm like so private about like my projects, but lately I keep like telling people about it. I don't know if it helps me or not, but I like talking about it. I think
That's
mostly
great.
because of the virtual
it's also like I didn't talk about mine for a very long time, and then I got to meet with an agent, which was very cool. But like to do that, you have to like I had to like remember how to talk about the project. Like I had to like write out some quick things that I could say after not having talked about it at all for so long. It was a real challenge, and it actually was really useful to like when I was revising to have to like kind of describe it in like a punchy kind of way and then go back to revise and be like, wow, I have to make it as good as I said it was. So it was an interesting challenge. Um, I got that you have a discussion question, which is like, what's the most valuable piece of advice you've been given about writing? And that's so hard to come up with, but well, obviously the best advice is that there's like no advice that fits everybody, right? Like take the advice that works for you, leave the advice that doesn't. But someone shared that they didn't talk about their novel with anybody, that they kept it private. And I'd been chatty about other projects up to that point. And then when I heard her say that, I decided to do that too. And it's actually been, besides this part of the end where I had to like actually talk about it, it's been really interesting and useful because it makes it this like, I don't know, secrets can be kind of powerful.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it's like having a secret to play around with. Do you have any valuable pieces of advice? Not to put you on the spot.
I know this helps me a lot. Is that like just like act like your biggest fan when it comes to your writing. I mean, even though if you like have bad writing days, like I have bad writing days, I don't always like my writing project. That's okay. But I think like going back and just like hyping yourself up in like silly ways, like being like, oh, I'm excited for this part. Like acting like you're like maybe like someone just watching like a show and you're like making up like theories or something. I always say like to write like fanfic about your own stories, like just little short stories that have nothing to do with the plot, but that like involves your characters. So like just be a fan of yourself.
That's really cool. That's like I've never heard that advice before, and I really which is strange because like I've worked at NaNoWriMo for like 6 years now. I feel like I've heard all the writing advice that there is in the world. But I love that idea to write fan fiction about your own, like set in your own world, which is really cool. I tell young writers, because I'm active on the Young Writers Program site too, and they'll sometimes write me and be like, "What? Like, tell me how to write better. Like, help me." That's sometimes they just say that, "Help." I'm like, I don't know. You help me. Like, but I think that knowing that writing, like, I think sometimes people think that writers always feel good about what they're writing, or like professional writers just like never have doubts or whatever. But I think the truth is that like all writers have doubts and hate their work sometimes, and you just have to learn how to move through it. And that's what separates like kind of amateurs from people who write. It's just like you learn how to get through that and hype yourself up and keep going. That's so important. Fanfic about your stories. It's really cool. Oh yeah, and David says, yeah, and also keeping it a secret protects your project from potential criticism you didn't ask for, which is real though, because like in the beginning, it's like a fragile little baby bird, and like you don't realize that. And if you were saying, oh, I'm writing this thing about this, and then someone casually tosses off some comment, it can really throw you off. So like, I think there's a time and place for like feedback, but it's definitely not like, I think in that very beginning process. Cipher Yourself says, getting over hating everything you do with a fist of a thousand suns. I'm down to just 513 suns now. Progress. Oh, the fire of a thousand suns. Yeah. See, there you go. NaNoWriMo. Typos, make mistakes, keep going. Oh, we were supposed to write again. I forgot.
It's fun talking to y'all guys, but yeah, we're supposed to be writing.
Someone did say that like someone up top said it's nice to talk to other writers because they get it, and I do think that like it's really fun to hang out. I feel like I didn't really know who my people were until I went to this. I found a group of writers, and I was like, oh, I get it. Like these are my people. fun to find new people. All right.
Okay. Prompt. Our last prompt. We're gonna keep up that important object, except now that important object got broken or stolen or something. Whatever applies to your object. So how does your character react? Is it possible to get a new one? Or the character have to cope with the loss? And I know for a lot of things, those objects are like irreplaceable. So have fun. Don't be too sad about it. So I think this is going really sad real fast. We're talking about something happy. I don't know, guys.
Yeah, and as always, we always say this, but if you're like, oh, I already went in a different direction, or like I liked the thing I was writing about before, like feel free to just keep doing that. We're not like gonna come, we can't like mandate that you follow these prompts. That's not what it's about.
Yeah, we're not like assigning homework or something.
Yeah, and if your character's already so sad, like maybe go the opposite. Be like, oh, instead, like someone gives them a new object, or like maybe the object is found, like you can take it in a different direction for sure. Oh my
Yeah.
God, the prompt police. Yeah, we're not the prompt police.
Okay, so 10 minutes at 3, or not 3, it's not 3 everywhere. I don't know, guys, but like 54. So go, guys, go, write about whatever you want. And time. Y'all feel free to put down what y'all wrote about, your word count, your overall word count. It is the last prompt. And yeah. Okay, also I did see someone ask what was prompt 1 and 2. The prompts will be in the YouTube description later. So you'll be able to come back and be like, what was that really cool prompt? And see it.
They're also pasted in the live chat, which you can scroll back in. I think all the way to the beginning. If not, once the video is up, you'll be able to see the live chat as well. So it's in there. I really like these prompts. I think I love sometimes when you're stuck, I think these are good ones to return to too. Like if you ever get stuck when you're writing or when you're revising. I think lists are just so useful. Because it's like it can be scary to write something, but if you're just doing like a bullet pointed list, then it's like that's not scary, it's easy. So like for instance, when I said earlier, like a shopping list poem, you could always write like what kind of shopping list did your character write to go to wherever. That's really cool. My brain got slow too. People are saying like they wrote a little less. I think by the end sometimes I get a little tired.
Ooh, I do like what y'all are writing though. B's book says my character dealt with the loss of her baby blanket very well. She kept it as a reminder of her birth parents, but she has been reunited with them, so she no longer needs its comfort. I love that.
Oh my gosh, Amy says they got 720 words total. I absolutely love this time with you guys. My first NaNoWriMo session did not disappoint. Welcome. We forgot to welcome new people. If there's anyone else that's new, any newbies, we're so glad you're here. If you're an oldie, also glad you're here. We do virtual write-ins like this. I think they're every week at this time with Josie. And you already called out, there's another one with Kelly Ty, our YouTube guide tonight. And I'll add that link into the chat again, because you can keep going. So if you want to see our YouTube guide virtual write-in tonight, here's a link. How many people, okay, here's a question. People share how much they wrote, but I'm wondering if are there any lurkers who come and then just hang out? I do that sometimes. Where I'm like, I can't write because I'm like, sometimes it's hard for me to write on screen. So I just come and like hang out, and then when people are writing, I'm like doing other things, but I still have a nice time hanging out. Is that cheating?
Well, I think hanging out is valuable, especially hanging out with like other writers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
JS says you do this weekly. We do this weekly, right? Josie knows.
Yeah, at least for camp. Don't like if it's not like an event month, it's not necessarily weekly, but during events, we're always weekly.
Totally. And there's like a bunch of things going on. Like you can always check out, I'll add another link, which is a link to our event calendar on NaNoWriMo's website. And that's a nice place to go because you can just see all the different things we're doing. Virtual write-ins, like this one with Kelly, but also, different Zoom hangouts or like all kinds of things. Sometimes we have webcasts with guests. Those are always pretty cool. I'll add that link in as well. There you go. It's really cool to see names that I recognize. Also cool, like I said, to see new names. But I feel like we have a really nice writer community. And one day it would be so fun to see everybody in person or see all of our faces. One day. Any final words?
Keep writing, guys. Y'all are doing great.
Yay. Thanks for hyping us up. You guys hear a baby in the background? A baby just got home, so I gotta go too. All right. Thanks. That's it, right? I told you I don't know how to end things.
Okay.
Well, it's just like, okay, everybody, bye, I guess.
But thank you guys. Make sure you update your word count.
All right, bye.
Bye.
All right, the stream is ended, I think.
Okay.